Assalamu alaikum ji. Now we are going to start the chapter number 2, the business vision and mission. And this is the lecture number 6. Previous lectures में हमने इसके ऊपर काफ़ी डिस्कशन की थी कि what is the vision and mission, but now we are going to discuss these things in further detail. Uh, Chapters we have studied, they were about the introduction of strategic planning and strategic management and importance we're going to have for these things. Uh, from here, we would be on the uh, process of strategic planning. You can see that initially we need to develop a good vision and mission in chapter 2 as we have discussed earlier, and then we perform the external audit and the internal audit, and then establish the long-term objectives. And those long-term objective, your strategic objective, are going to help us in generating, evaluating, and selecting the strategy. And finally, we will move on to the implementation part and then evaluation. So, first of all, we need to discuss what is a VN. VN is agreement on the basic VN for which the firm strives to achieve in the long term is especially important. Uh, this is not a definition. This talk about that whatever the vision you're going to make, all the stakeholders, all the people, all the employee of the organization, uh, they should have the agreement onto that vision, because ultimately to achieve these long-term uh, objectives, you can say, which are going to be derived from the vision. So that's why it is much important that we are going to focus that there should be uh, a consensus onto the vision, and everyone is going to participate equally and very warmly, enthusiastically to achieve that vision. And it would be possible only when all the people are going to have an agreement onto that vision. So what vision is? Vision is what we want to become, what you want to be as an organization, what is your scope, what is your future market position. That is your vision statement. Examples are, we have many examples here. The first one is Tyson Foods. Uh, the vision is to be the world's first choice for protein solution while maximizing shareholder value. Most important thing is the shareholder value. They have vision to maximize the wealth of the shareholder. They are going to protect their investors, as well as they are focusing their customers. They were the first choice for their customers regarding the protein solution. Now let's talk about the General Motors. We need to be the world leader in transportation products and related services. And you know, they are the best in making the transportation facilities, or you can say the automobiles, vehicles. PepsiCo responsibilities to continually improve all aspects of the world in which we operate. What aspects are there? Yes, the same, the external environment of the organization. So they have talked about the environment, social, economical, etc. Creating a better tomorrow than today. Here, they have shown their interest into the environmental protection, or you can say CSR, corporate social responsibility. So, corporate social responsibility is one of the major concern. So, they didn't show anything related to their industry. They shown their interest into the corporate social responsibility into the environment. Dell, a technology related company, obviously, no, they are producing the laptops and gadgets and IT hardware infrastructure. Dell's vision is to create a company culture where environmental excellence is second nature. You see, they are going to have an environmental focus. They don't want to compete into the technology, they don't want to compete into anything. They are going to focus the market in terms of environmental protection, or you can say again, the corporate social responsibility. They have made it a part of their vision. Now, when you talk about the mission statement, and you see, the clear business vision gives you the comprehensive mission statement. So, to get some comprehensive mission statement, this business vision should be very clear. Mission statement answer the question that what is our business? What the organization want to be, whom we want to serve, how we are going to perform this. Obviously, if vision is something to achieve, mission gives the roadmap to achieve. It gives the path to achieve. It tells you how you can reach there. An enduring statement of purpose that distinguishes one organization from other similar enterprises. Obviously, mission, if two organizations have the same vision, both wanna be the market leader, the mission is going to distinguish them. That's going to tell that who is going to succeed and who will not. Because it is more important that how you're going to achieve. A declaration of an organization's reason for being, why an organization exists, what is the purpose of their existence, what they're going to do. Like we have discussed many ways, and many of them have a corporate social responsibility as a main aim. But how they are going to achieve their corporate social responsibility? Are they giving some value into the product along with their CSR? Because only corporate social responsibility cannot give the answer. It will not conclude, it will not give the solution. Mission statements are also called the creed statement, statement of purpose, statement of philosophy. Some people call it the statement of beliefs, statement of business principles, a statement defining a business. So, all of these are the different names which have been given to the mission statement. And here I expect that you people are going to ask the question at the end of the session that how it would be the philosophy, how it would be the purpose, how we can call it the beliefs, what would be the business principles, how we can define a business into a mission statement. Here's the example of a mission statement. of Fleetwood Enterprises, as we are going to see different examples. So the first one is the Fleetwood Enterprise, and they have the mission statement that they will lead the recreational vehicles and manufactured housing industries in providing quality products with a passion for customer-driven innovation. We emphasize training, embrace diversity, and provide growth opportunity for our associate and our dealers. We will lead our industry in application of appropriate technologies. We will operate at the highest level of ethics and compliance with a focus on exemplary corporate governance. We will deliver value to our shareholders, positive operating results, and industry leading earnings. My dear students, you can see that mission statement is not very short like the VN statement. It's going to encompass many of the directions. Just like I told you in the first chapter that there are 9 components of mission statement. We are going to discuss those components later on. But here you can see that this mission statement is going to have many directions. It talk about the customers, it talk about the stakeholders, it talk about the market, industry, and many more things. So this mission statement is going to be that much vast that it's going to cover all of the components of a mission statement. Another mission statement is in front of you. You can see we aspire to make PepsiCo the world's premier consumer products company focused on convenient foods and beverages. We seek to produce healthy financial rewards for investors as we provide opportunities for growth and enrichment to our employees, our business partners, and communities in which we operate. And in everything we do, we strive to act with honesty, openness, fairness, and integrity. Again, you can see that this statement is going to cover about consumer products, mean they are going to target consumer. This talk about the product, what product it is going to deal, foods and beverages. It talk about the investors, that it creates healthy financial rewards for investors. It talk about the employees, that they work for the growth and enrichment of opportunities for the employees. It talk about the business partners. So mission statement is a complete roadmap which covers multi dimensions. Here is another. You can see the Dell's mission is to be a successful computer company in the world and delivering the best customer experience in the market we serve. In doing so, Dell will meet consumer expectation of highest quality, leading technology, competitive pricing, individual and company accountability, best-in-class service and support, flexible customization capability, superior corporate citizenship, and financial stability. And if we try to recall the vision of the Dell company, that was just about the corporate social responsibility. They are focused on the environmental excellence. And here they have discussed many more things, that how they are going to be environmental excellence. Obviously, by competitive pricing, by the highest quality, by the leading technology, many more things. So let's see another mission statement of Procter and Gamble, very well known company. They say that they will provide branded products and services of superior quality and value that improve the lives of the world's consumers. As a result, consumers will reward us with industry leadership in sales, profit, and value creation, allowing our people, our shareholders, and the communities in which we live and work to prosper. At Rodier, we believe that lasting business success is built upon ethical standards which guide growth and on a genuine sense of responsibility to our employees, our consumers, our environment, and to the communities in which we operate. So this company is also going to have many directions, but later on we are going to examine these mission statements onto the parameter of 9 components. Now we need to talk about the benefits which can be achieved by an organization who has a good vision and a mission. Systematically revisits their vision and mission statements. Many organizations they revisit their mission and vision, they redesign it, they discuss it with their employees, they look at the prospects which need to be covered in their vision and mission statement. So there would be a systematic way to revisit it. Number two, treats them as living documents. Vision should not be something which you achieve and place at some wardrobe. This is something which is going to be enhanced by itself. Whenever you're going to achieve, there is something more to do. It's kind of a cyclic component which never completes. And number three, considers them to be an integral part of the firm's culture. Once a trainer was there and he told us that he went to the company Dean Textile Mills Limited. He said that around 300 people were sitting there to that training, and I asked all of them, "Did you please take one page from your notebook and write down the vision and mission of your company?" And he said, uh, amazingly, and we can say that the culture of that company was so strong that each and every member sitting in that training program has written the same vision and mission. It means they have incorporated their vision and mission into their culture. Profit and vision are necessary to effectively motivate a workforce. Obviously, if a company is going to have a good profit, employees feel safe into that organization. They feel satisfactory that their efforts are going to achieve something. And not only the profit, along with the vision. So they get to know that working into this organization is going to enhance the employability of those people, of those workmen. So these two things, obviously, the profit and the vision, they're necessary to effectively motivate the employees. Then we need to talk about the shared gain. Shared gain create a community of interests. As I talk about the Dean Textile Mill Limited, that they have the shared gain. Shared gain mean that is incorporated into the minds of their employees, and everyone is committed to achieve that gain. So shared gain mean the commitment of employees to achieve that. Now we need to talk about developing gain and mission. A clear mission is needed before alternative strategy can be formulated and implemented. Obviously, we are going to formulate the strategy in the line of that mission. So mission should be clear and it should be so much uh, wide that it can cover many alternative strategies into it. And as I told you earlier, that the components which we need to achieve, which we need to mention into a mission statement. So you need to use the number one, the 7 C's of the communication, and number two, the 9 components of the mission while writing down the mission statement of a company. Participation by as many managers as possible is important in developing the mission because through involvement of people become committed to an organization. Uh, Not only the involvement of employees, even the involvement of consultants, because many things about the market which our employees can overlook, uh, that cannot be overlooked by some of the external people. So we need to involve some of the external people along with the internal managers. We need to involve all of the managers, top employees, and our top management, uh, best skillful people of your organization, and we try to get their involvement into that mission development phase. So, number one, number two, the people from your organization inside the organization are going to participate into the mission development. They would be more committed now. The reason behind their commitment is yes, because they have established that being by themselves, so they have commitment to their own uh, formulated product. So they would be committed because they have decided these goals by themselves. Steps to developing vision and mission statement. Look at this. We are going to have five steps. Number one, have managers read related articles. They should read something about the VN and mission. They should know what would be the depth, what would be the wideness or variability of your uh, VN and mission. So they should read some literature about it. Number two, have managers prepare a VN and mission statement for the organization ever before, mean they have some experience about it. You can involve some of the unexperienced managers as well because they can give some new directions to the VNN mission. But it's compulsory that you have many of experienced managers who have prepared a VNN mission before for the organization or for some other organization. Number three, merge the documents into one and distribute. You take all the inputs from different managers and you merge all documents into one and distribute them again into those managers to get their feedback. And after getting the feedback, you need to gather that feedback which you got from the managers. And number five, need to revise the final document. So these are the steps. Now here we have an example. We need to do some exercise. You consider that you are the top manager of University of Central Punjab in which you are studying. You know many of the things about UCP. Now you need to write down the VN and mission statement right now. Right now, you take some time and write now the VN and mission statement. And then we are going to discuss this VN and mission statement after a few minutes. You take your time. Okay, now as you have written down the mission vision statement which we have discussed now, right now, now we need to look at some of the benefits of the mission statement. What are the benefits? The first is a better financial results. When you have some mission statement, you make your objectives according to that, you make your strategies according to that. So you're in a better position to get some good financial results. Number two, unanimity of purpose. In this section, we need we have already discussed it that we have the unanimity. The unanimity is about the involving all the people and you get the consensus of people regarding some decisions. So as we have discussed earlier that while making the mission statement we are going to involve many of the managers and many of the consultants. So we got the unanimity of purpose over here. So we have involved many people and we are now agree, or we got the consensus of some things onto this purpose. Number three is the resource allocation. Uh, you are going to allocate many of your resources. uh, you look at those things, that how resources are going to be allocated, what resources are going to be allocated, when and how much. uh, Resources should not be wasted, and they should not be scarce. So scarcity of resources should be avoided, and the over allocation of the resources should be avoided. So the right amount of the resources is going to be identified according to the mission. You are in a better position to establish the culture. Uh, mean Readership give their vision about the culture, but culture should be there, and you are going to establish a right direction towards your culture. Then focal point for individuals. Uh, Here we are going to see that as many managers, many employees, many external consultants, they have given their views, and finally they come to one point, which is the mission statement. So now it becomes a focal point for all the individuals. Every organization member and every person who was the part of that process, everyone is the uh, now the member of that. Uh, you can say uh, mission statement, and they have make the strategies the focal point for the whole organization. Then we are going to talk about the establishment of work structure. uh, we break down the structure as we have talked about in the class. I made the tree in front of you. That first of all we're going to have VN, then we make the mission out of that VN, then we create the objectives for different domains of the organization, and from those objectives we make the goals. And Goals should be smart, we have discussed about it, and then we make the tasks and action plans. So here we are in a better position to make a work structure. We know that how we are going to divide this mission into multiple strategies, which are going to be drive towards different objectives by the different domains of the organizations, as well as uh, we are going to uh, have kind of goals from those objectives, and which kind of goals we need to design, and after the goals, tasks, they should be aligned with the objectives. So this work structure is kind of a work breakdown structure, that we have some uh, VN or some light into which we are going to break down our work activities. Then basis of assessment and control, obviously onto the basis of this mission statement, we can create the control mechanism, we can create the checklist for the organization, that how we can assess, how we can control the organization, how we can assess and control the activities of the people, how we can assess and control the strategies of the organization. So this provides us the basis. And finally, here in the benefits, the resolution of the divergent views. Uh, because we have got many views from the different managers and the external consultants, now we are in a better position that we got many views, we got many consequences of their views, we have discussed many pros and cons of their ideas. So it is very beneficial for the organization and beneficial. Uh, these benefits come from the mission statement. So after resolution of those divergent view, we got this mission statement, and when we're going to make some strategies out of these mission statement, this help us about getting those views into the line towards the strategy. And meantime, it got easier for the managers to make the strategies, because they have already discussed many of the divergent views, so they would be in a better position to get the final overview of this strategy. Here we are going to have 10 benefits of having a clear mission in VN. The first benefit is achieve clarity of purpose among all managers and employees, as we have discussed previously. Number two, provide a basis for all other strategic planning activities, including the internal and external assessment, establishing objective, developing strategy, choosing among alternative strategies, devising policies, establishing organization structure, allocating resources, and evaluating performance. So you can see that many of the points which were mentioned here, they are from the previous slides, the benefits we have seen before. So these benefits are very vast, very much vast, and they are going to cover many of the direction of an organization and many of the you can say their prospects. Mean it's going to cover the culture, it's going to cover the structure, it's going to involve the benefits of developing the strategy, it is going to add the benefits of allocation of resources and performance evaluation, many more things. So it's a multi-dimensional. Then the third point is uh, provide direction. It give the direction of the organization, as we can imagine that orientation is very important in any organization. The purpose of the importance of that orientation is they need to give the direction to the upcoming employees, that where the organization is going, what is the direction of this organization, in which direction they make their strategies, in which direction they operate. Then provide a focal point for all stakeholders of the firm, as we have discussed in the previous slide, that now all the stakeholders involving the internal people as well as the external people, they need to have uh, the focal points, that where the organization is going to focus now, and what are the main points where this organization has the focus. Resolve divergent views among managers, because they got the techniques of the resolution, as they are going to generate the divergent views into the development of mission, and they resolve those things, so they got to know how to resolve these views. They got the experience of those things. Promote a sense of shared expectation among all managers and employees. You can have a sense of kind of uh, shared expectation, that people are going to have common expectation. They have the common things they are going to target. As well as when we talk about the divergent views, so we have another point uh, in the point number 5, that people are now targeted towards a mission vision. So the views which are not aligned with the mission and vision, they are going to be cut down. So now point number 7, project a sense of worth and intent to all the stakeholders. Uh, like we need to talk about the shareholders' worth. We need to talk about how the financial stability is going to be enhanced. So the financial position and non-financial perspective as well. The societal effect mean we need to focus on the corporate social responsibility as well. So we need to create a sense of worth towards all the stakeholders. They would be the people who have some financial benefit and the people who are not going to have any financial benefit from the organization, mean the society as well. So number 8, project an organized motivated organization worthy of support. You need to project uh, a sport for the organization which is organized, which is motivated through the organization, which includes a motivation. Your effort should be organized, your effort should be motivated, enthusiasm should be there. So this should be the part of the organization. This enthusiasm should be the part of the organization and the people of the organization. You need to achieve higher organization performance from the employee. Uh, that is the main key of the mission, that you need to enhance the organization performance. That can involve the financial performance and non-financial performance, both kind of performances. That include the performance of the whole organization, performance of the teams, and performance of the individuals as well. Number 10 is about achieve synergy among all managers and employees. You need to focus on that how you can achieve the synergy. Uh, uh, mean you get the effect of 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. The combined effort gives more than their collective efforts. So mean if 4 people are going to put the effort of 4, that would not be going to the 4, that would be going to the 6. So that is a synergic effect. So you are going to make the teams, and by the efforts of those teams you can get the effect of synergy. So while talking about all the benefits, the main key is you need to focus on the financial benefits, financial stability, non-financial benefit, goodwill, and the performance of the organization. Okay, so these benefits you can get from your mission and vision. How the resolution of divergent view is going to be have in an organization. A genuine decision must be based on divergent views to have a chance to be a right and effective decision. You see, if you need to purchase a new mobile phone, until or unless you did not include all the possible alternative solutions, alternative mobiles, which comes into your range. Uh, might be your range is going to cover some very expensive mobile and some kind of economic mobiles. After that, inexpensive mobiles, you are going to target the Androids as well as the iOS, mean Apple devices, and so on. You are going to evaluate different companies for the Android. Mean you're going to involve the uh, some kind of uh, Huawei mobiles. You're going to add some Samsung high-end mobiles. You're going to add some Oppo high-end mobiles, and you're going to add up all the possible solutions which are available in the market. You are not going to involve all the solutions, all the alternatives, until unless your decision would not be effective and right. The same way, when you're going to take the decision for an organization issue, some competition, some competency, you need to add up all the possible divergent views. You evaluate every view, and then you're going to take your decision. Then your decision would be the right decision and the effective decision, because all the possible solutions have been evaluated into this decision. Number two, considerable disagreement over vision and mission statement can cause trouble if not resolved. Many times it happens that there are some of the considerable disagreements are there, and people are not going to be agree on to one thing, and if they're not going to be resolved, that can cause a big trouble for an organization. Obviously, every person who is sitting there, they have some stake into the organization. The directors of the company, shareholders of the company, CEO, top managers, and everyone has their own stake into that organization. Everyone wanna make some good decision for the organization, but they have different views, and many times they are not able to be agree onto one point, onto some focal points. So at that time, you can have trouble. You need to focus that how you're going to resolve that issue. About vision and mission statement, they provide unity of direction, promote shared experience, expectations, consolidate values into the organization, mean they drive your culture on the basis of your values, project a sense of worth and intent, affirm the company's commitment to responsible action. So these are the main characteristics of the vision and mission statements. This slide, where the point was a balance between specificity and generality. I told you here that it should be dynamic. So the point comes here that your vision and mission should be the dynamic. It should not be general. It should not be specific. Now, Mr. McGuinness, he has given some of the points about mission and customer orientation. He said that you should focus on to these 7 points. The first one is define what the organization is in your mission. Then you give the you tell you should define what it aspires to be. Um, what would be the future of this organization? What they aspire, what they want to achieve. Number three, limited to exclude some ventures, broad enough to allow for growth, distinguishes firm from all others, framework for evaluating activities, and stated clearly understood by all. So many of the points which we have seen into this slide given by the Vern McGuinness, these were discussed earlier, but these are the points which are given by McGuinness, and he said that mission, if you're going to make a mission which has a customer orientation, it should include all of these things. Uh, they can exclude some things, they can uh, have future growth, dynamic growth, uh, that distinguish you from others, mean you have some uh, competencies, core competencies on which you're going to play into the market. Uh, again, I'm going to repeat the same thing many times. The second last, it provides a framework for evaluating the activities. Uh, mean it gives some uh, light into which you are going to evaluate the activities of the organization, and it should be clearly stated so every member of the organization understand it. An effective mission statement anticipate customer needs, identify customer needs, provide product service to satisfy the needs, and identifies the utility of a firm's product to its customers. If these things are not included in any mission statement, uh, it would not be a complete mission statement. As if I try to recall some of the mission statements of Dell and the PepsiCo and one of the company which was going to design some of the uh, automobiles, as well as some kind of residential automobiles. So they have discussed uh, the customer needs, their products, and how their products are going to satisfy those needs. So it should be the part of your mission statement. Utilities of firm's product to customers. Do not offer me things. What it means. Look at some examples. Do not offer me clothes. Offer me attractive looks. Like if a company who is going to offer the attire, they should not offer the clothes. They should say that our clothes are going to give you some attractive look. The second, do not offer me shoes. Offer me comfort for my feet and the pleasure of walking. You're going to feel like that your shoes are kind of comfortable, like you feel you're walking onto the cotton, you're walking onto the sky and kind of things. You you can take your customer into the dreams. Do not offer me a house, offer me security, comfort, and a place that is clean and happy. Do not offer me a book, offer me hours of prayer and the benefits of knowledge. Some other examples: do not offer me CDs, offer me lyre and the sound of music. Do not offer me tools, offer me the benefits and the pleasure of that come from making beautiful things. This point make me very happy. Actually, I'm very fond of doing kind of things like I try to do my own engineering onto many things, and many time I'm going to spoil those things. So I love the tools. So that makes me happy. Uh, Next, do not offer me furniture. Offer me comfort and the quietness of a cozy place. Do not offer me things. Offer me ideas, emotions, ambience, feelings, and the benefits. Please do not offer me things. This is a point of view of a customer. If customers are going to have such point of view, now you need to focus that how you're going to write down about your product into your mission statement. You need to show some ideas, you need to show some emotions with your product, you need to show some feelings and benefit and ambience with your product. So you need to show actually the utility of your product, not the product, because many of the competitors are going to sell the same commodities, but what utility your product is going to provide which your competitors product do not provide. Most wanted, I have discussed about these points many times. These are the 9 components of the mission statement. You have read these components in the first chapter as well. uh, Customer, product or service, market, technology, survival, growth, profit, philosophy, self-concept, public image, imply. But how you can cover all of the 9 points into the mission statement? Let's look at some example after slide 1 or 2. Before we are going to evaluate these 9 points into some mission statement, first we need to understand these points, these components. The first component is the customers. Who are the firm's customers? We need to identify the prospect customers. Uh, we need to identify their. We need to anticipate their needs. We need to identify their needs. Uh, After identifying their needs and the customers, we need to focus on the product. The number two, product or service. What are the firm's major products or services? Mean what needs we are going to fulfill of those customers. Then uh, market, what geographically regions where does the firm compete? Mean where we are going to compete, what we need to do, which products we are going to spread into which markets, geographical regions. I mean, how we're going to make the segments of those markets. We need to identify that. Technology is a firm technologically current. They are going to adopt the new technologies. They are going to focus what is in, what is out, which technology should be focused to attract the customer more, which technology need to be used for creating the core competency of the organization. Number five, survival, growth, and profitability. Is a firm committed to growth and financial soundness? Uh, Mean they are going to give some return to the stakeholders. Then the philosophy. What are the basic beliefs, values, aspiration, and ethical priorities of the firm? Mean onto what philosophy the organization is going to uh, establish their culture. Uh, Culture is based on the philosophy. So this philosophy is give the dimension to the culture. Self-concept, distinctive competency. We have talked about many times. Core competencies and distinctive competencies. What is the firm's major competitive advantage? That we need to identify. Core and distinctive competency. Public image mean your goodwill. Is the firm responsive to social, community, and environmental concern mean corporate social responsibility they are going to perform. That's going to create the image of the firm into the public. And finally, implies a valuable asset of the firm. Company is going to have a focus onto the implies or not. Now this slide gives you the breakup of a mission statement of a company which provides the boards for the fishing purpose, and they have discussed their mission statement into the 9 components. So you look here, the first point is the customer, and in customer they have said that our customers are outdoor enthusiasts seeking fishing excitement and adventure. Number 2, product or service. We provide fast, clean boards, all the baits and tackle needed, and friendly first mates to create memories for a lifetime. Number 3, they talk about the market. Our fleets of fast, clean vessels operate all along the Florida Gulf Coast. Number 4, technology. Our vessels are equipped with the very latest safety and fish finding equipment to ensure that customers comfortably are catching rather than just fishing. Number 5, survival, growth, and profitability. Our prices are as low as possible to provide customers great value in conjunction with high employee morale and a reasonable return for our owners. You see, it gives the perspective of investors or owners as well. Then the philosophy, we show customers the utmost courtesy and care as a motto on every vessel is to follow the golden rule. You see, it gives the direction for the culture for the employees that they should be courteous towards the customers. Number 7, self-concept for customer enjoyment and safety. We provide the most experienced staff in the industry. Uh, Public image. You look at 7th point. Yes, self-concept that is going to create the distinctive competency and the core competency for your firm. And then the public image. Vessels use emission-friendly engines. Obviously, when they have the emission-friendly engines, that is environment friendly, so it creates a good image into the mind of the public or the customers. We strive to bring repeat tourists to all communities where we operate. And the last point is implies are on the water and off the water. Implies are on a mission to help customers have a great time. Here this slide gives you the 2 mission statements which are critiqued. I prefer that you should read these statements, or if you want to write them, you can write them. Uh, so at the end of the session, we can discuss these critiques. They have clearly mentioned back into these statements, like this mission statement lacked 3 components: customer, technology, and distinctive competency means self-concept. Okay, so it lacked these 3 things. This is the mission statement of PepsiCo. And then Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, they are going to lack 6 components. The first one is the customer, then products and services, markets, technology, survival, growth, profit, and finally the public image. It is of 86 words. However, they can enhance few words. They can go up to the 250 words. So they have written only 86 words, and PepsiCo, they have written only 62 words. So although they have the capability, they have the capacity to write more things. So these two statements are going to lack in these two areas. You please read these statements, and if you want to make some notes, you can make notes. We can have further discussion after the lecture onto this slide. Hope you have read these statements. If you have any query, you note down your query and we'll discuss it after the slides. Uh, while talking about these three mission statements, uh, these are kind of a revised mission statements. Initially, these statements have some of the things which are going to be lacked down, but later on they have extended them, and finally they have developed these mission statement, which are going to uh, be kind of comprehensive and which covers the 9 components. The first mission statement of write 8, this statement is of 88 words total, and it covers all the components. The second is of the Best Buy, the very well known company in America, and people are very loyal with this company while purchasing some technology equipments. Uh, this contains 72 words. And third one is the Loves, and this is comprised of 88 words, and it covers these 8 components. You please read all of these 3 mission statements. I'm giving you a few minutes to read these statements. Okay, I hope you have read this slide. So let's go on. So this is the last slide of our uh, chapter, and there are some characteristics of a mission statement. A mission statement should broad in scope, do not include monetary amounts, numbers, percentages, ratios, or objectives. It should be less than 250 words in length. It should be inspiring. It identifies the utility of a firm's product, reveal that the firm is socially responsible. It reveals that firm is environmentally responsible. It includes 9 components: customer, product, service, market, technology, concern for survival, growth, and profit, philosophy, self-concept, concern for public image, and concern for implies. It is reconciliatory, enduring. So this is a complete chapter. If you have any question, query, you can ask me, and inshallah we'll have a case study onto this uh, chapter in the next class, and we'll have a discussion. I'll share the case study with you people uh, before the class, and you are required to read that case study before coming to the class, and we'll discuss that case study in the next class. Thank you very much. Stay safe and stay at your home. Thank you.